Ready for a story, my little ones? Pajamas on, warm milk ready? Off we go with Maya's Marvellous Journey, a magical bedtime tale. Once upon a time, on a quiet summer's day, in a lovely little garden, Maya sat on her green swing, reading an enchanting adventure story, enjoying the fluttering of butterflies' wings as they flew around her, ever so happy in the warm sunshine. The colorful flowers swayed in the gentle breeze, as if they too were listening to the tale. Suddenly, Maya's book began to glow with a bright golden light, and she heard a voice whisper, "Maya! Maya! Come with me, Poppet. Adventures await you." Maya looked about for the source of the voice, but saw no one. The moment she glanced at the book and touched its pages, she was swept into a whirl of light, as if stepping through a magical doorway. She found herself in a peculiar forest, straight out of a fairy tale, where trees were made of fluffy cotton wool sweets that sparkled in shades of strawberry and lemon, and little streams of golden honey babbled through the dewy green grass. The flowers bobbed as if giving her a friendly wink, so she picked one and tucked it into her hair, feeling like a princess in a spellbound realm. Maya cautiously reached out and stroked the soft cotton wool, and a delicious strawberry scent filled the air. She knelt by a tiny brook, scooped up a dab of golden honey with her fingers, and tasted it. Oh, it was frightfully scrumptious. Suddenly, the book on the grass quivered, opening to blank pages where this message appeared. "Seek the lost treasure, Maya. It's hidden deep in the forest's heart. You must find the white rabbit to guide you, or you'll be stuck here forever." Maya stared around, hardly believing her eyes, gave her head a shake, and plunged into the extraordinary adventure, her heart thumping with excitement. She wandered through the bewitching trees, soaking up the forest's charm, until she came upon an enormous rabbit made of creamy white chocolate, guarding a bridge of crisp biscuits coated in golden toffee. Maya tiptoed toward the rabbit. She said, "Hullo, White Rabbit. I'm on a quest for the lost treasure. Will you help me, please?" The rabbit replied, Right you are, my friend, but first you must solve a riddle. Are you up for it?" Maya nodded eagerly, and the rabbit went on, "I'm something that's always ticking along. You can't stop me. I make days pass and nights arrive. I've no wings, yet I fly. What am I?" Maya felt a flutter of nerves. The riddle was a proper puzzler. But she closed her eyes for a moment, thinking of the story she'd read, and suddenly recalled the enchanted clock. With a confident smile, she said, "The time!" because time dashes by as if it's flying. but it doesn't need wings." The rabbit grinned and said, "Jolly well done." It twitched its ears, and the biscuits transformed into a sturdy bridge. The rabbit told her, "Cross this bridge, Maya, and you'll find the magical trees that will lead you to the treasure. Toodle-oo, Maya." With that, the rabbit turned into a white chocolate butterfly and fluttered away, leaving a sweet scent lingering in the air. Maya crossed the bridge and found herself surrounded by magical trees that swayed and tangled their branches, trying to block her path. They sang in a deep, rumbling voice, "You shan't continue your quest for the treasure unless you crack our riddle, Maya." Maya nodded with a grin and said, "I'm ready." The trees spoke as one. "I'm nature's magic, carrying life. I fall from the clouds like a delicate pearl, watering flowers and gladdening hearts. Without me, the thirsty earth withers. What am I?" Maya thought for a tick and remembered a story about the wandering cloud that sprinkled droplets to nourish the earth. With a bold voice, she said, "The rain!" The trees stopped swaying, raised their branches high, as if giving her a round of applause, and opened a path. They said, "Off you pop to the glowing flower and tap its colorful petals. It's waiting for you and will guide you to the treasure. Cheerio, dear friend." Maya stood before the flower, and the moment she touched its petals, a gentle swirl of light enveloped her. The glowing flower's colors bloomed around her, and she found herself in a garden filled with fluffy, cottony stars. Clutching glowing books, from among these stars, a white cloud appeared, with a little white bear perched atop it, its soft fur gleaming. The bear wore a white hat with a blue ribbon, its eyes twinkling with glee. He said in a gentle voice, "Now, Maya, having come this far, you must catch one of these stars to lead you to the treasure's hiding place." Maya looked up and said nervously, "But they're whizzing about ever so high and fast." The bear replied, "That's why I'm here, to lend a paw. But only after you solve this riddle." Maya nodded happily, and the bear said, "I'm the jewel of the sky, shining by day. I give warmth and light to all creatures. I bring the morning and chase away the dark. Without me, dreams don't sparkle. What am I?" Maya recalled a story about the radiant Queen's wonder who lit the world every morning. She said, "The sun." The bear beamed, its eyes sparkling with delight, and said, "Spot on. Now, I'll help you." It unfurled a magical umbrella and handed it to Maya. Maya gripped the umbrella tightly and soared among the stars until she reached a shining golden one. The instant she saw it, the star opened the book, and golden words glowed on the pages, saying, "Now find the giant tree." Maya floated down gently with her magical umbrella's help. A soft white cloud like a bit of candy floss, drifted toward her and said in a dainty voice, "I'm here to help you find this tree. But first, you must solve this final riddle. At night, I light the sky like specks of light, guiding the lost every evening. I seem tiny, but my size is vast, and I've been here since ancient times. Maya, what am I?" Maya pondered for a moment and recalled a story about the wayfarer's stars that guided sailors by night. She said, "The stars." The cloud smiled and said, "Brilliant, Maya." Maya hopped onto the cloud, which whisked her to the forest's heart, where she found a giant tree, twinkling as if studded with stars. When she touched it, the tree split open and turned into a magical library, bursting with stories that flew and chattered. Each story welcomed Maya, inviting her to be its heroine. All at once, the books merged into one enormous glowing tome, and Maya was the star of every tale within it. She felt she was living her dreams inside each story, and that the books were the most splendid treasure she could ever have. As she laughed and flitted among the pages, she heard a familiar, warm voice whispering, "Maya, Maya?" She slowly opened her eyes and found herself back on her swing in the little garden, clutching her book with butterflies still fluttering about. Her mum stood beside her, gazing at her with a tender smile, and said, "My darling Maya, you were away with the fairies, weren't you?" Maya nodded, then spotted a tiny chocolate butterfly hovering before her, just like the rabbit in her dream. She hugged her book and smiled at her mum, saying, "Yes, Mum, I was on a magical adventure, and the books took me there." Her mum chuckled, ruffling Maya's hair, and said, "Books are a proper treasure, my love." Then she sat beside Maya and began to listen to her daughter's strange and wondrous adventures. As they swung gently together in the soft sunlight, with butterflies dancing around them, as if weaving their own magic into the tale. And now, my friends, catch you later with a new tale. Good night. Nudie happy steps.